So we'll again talk about the branch instructions. Now today we'll look at some more examples of branching, and we'll also see how the branching can change the sequence of the program and also the output. So again, as we mentioned in the last class, we are mostly focused on the conditional branching. So the branch instructions, those are conditionals. Now let's say we are given some lines like this. So as you can see here, we have 5 lines of instructions, and at the very last line, we have a label at the left side. Do you see the label there? We actually have the label in the line number 3 and the line number 5. That means this: if your branch occurs, your branch will actually make, if it makes, it actually jump from line number 3 to line number 5 just by skipping line number 4. Okay, because anytime branch occurs, then it actually jumps to the line starting with the label, right? So if the branch makes, then it will jump from line number 3 to all the way to line number 5, skipping line number 4. Now let's see whether the branch occurs or not. Now that depends on the first 2 lines, right? Because we have our branch on the line 3. So the branch instruction that we have here is BLE. So that means the testing condition that we have in the column 3 is Z plus N exclusive or V equals to 1. So using the operation, we will determine the flags, and then we'll determine whether the branch will make or not. So if you look at this carefully, you'll see that in the first line we are loading something into accumulator B, and then in the second line we are subtracting, right, something from accumulator B. In the third line we have the branch. So basically what we did before the branch is a subtraction, 20 minus 34. You did the subtraction, then your answer, your difference is EC. From there you can tell the flags. So we actually have written all the flags: C equals to 1, Z equals to 0, N equals to 1 because this is a negative number, right? And the V is also 0 because this is a subtraction, and both of the numbers that you are subtracting are positive. I'm saying, remember that the 2 cases where the V flag said the both numbers have to have the different sign, right? So they have same sign, so the V flag will not even considered to be set. So we know the flags, and if you do the calculation, you will see that if you just plug those values, like value for Z, N, V, and all of these, you'll see that at the end your condition is actually met. Now that means the flag I'm saying the branch makes. Now the question is, if the branch makes, what will be the content of the accumulator B? Now this time, instead of asking you whether the branch will make or not, we just want to know what will be the content of B. As I said, if the branch makes, this what happens. See, if the branch makes, your program will actually jump from line number 3 to all the way to line number 5. Why? Because in the line number 5 is the line which starts with the label, right? Label full that you have in the line number 3. Now if the branch makes, that means that line number 4 will be ignored, will be skipped, right? Because your program is branching from 3 to 5. So line number 4 will never run. That's what I'm saying. So what does it mean? That means that your content of accumulator was at the beginning was 20, and then when we did the subtraction in the line number 2, the content of the accumulator B becomes EC after the subtraction, and that is your answer. Because that was never changed after that point, right? So the question was asking, what will be the content of accumulator B? And the content of accumulator B is EC because that was something which happened in line number 2, but after line number 2, you never actually changed the content of accumulator B, so it was still like EC, okay? So don't get confused by the line number 4, because in the line number 4, we are loading something into B, but the interesting part is that line never ran. Okay, because your program actually branched from 3 to 5. So this actually happens when program branches. Sometimes some lines skip, sometimes some lines may be repeated. So let's look at another example. So in this example, again, we have several lines. In the line number 3, we have a branching followed by a label. The label is save, which actually is the line number 5, right? Because line number 5 starts with the label save. So again, we have to determine the branch condition. So the branch condition is n equals to 1. That means all you have to check is the negative flag. So as you can see in the first line, we are loading something into accumulator A. In the second line, we are adding something into accumulator A. So we are just doing 20 plus 34, which becomes 54. So the 54 is a positive number, right? So the n flag is never set. That means the branch never occurs. Now what happens this time? What is the content of accumulator A? Now this is actually happened. The branching never occurred. So I just crossed that. That means that at the very beginning your accumulator A had 20, and then you did an addition, then accumulator A becomes 54, right? It holds 54, and then you check the branch, but the branch never made. That means your program automatically went to line number 4 because it's just following the sequence. I'm saying if the branch doesn't occur, it just follows the sequence. So then the content of accumulator A is again replaced by 48 because of the line number 4. You see what I'm saying? We actually had 54 in the second line, but when you went to line number 4, the content 54 is replaced by the new content 48. So the answer this time is actually not 54, is 58. I'm saying 48. Why? Because line number 4 ran and then it changed the content of accumulator A. So we're just trying to show you how things can change because of the flags. Because since the flag did not make, your program never skipped line number 4, and the line number 4 executed here, okay? And which actually changed the content of the accumulator A. Any question? In our next quiz, we'll be still working on the branch instructions, but the difference is instead of just asking you that whether the branch will make or not, we will try to also see how things are changing because of the branching. I'm saying whether the branch will make or branch will not make, how the things change, right? Just like the examples that you have seen here, that you'll be given like several lines, and the one line you probably will have a branch, and then if the branch makes, something happens. If the branch doesn't make, something else will happen, right? So it's pretty much like I would say something like if-else structure you have seen in the high-level language like C++. So let me stop here so that you can work on your lab and quiz.